All right, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020 and welcome back to our Neofly series. This is, of course, episode 16. And as you can see, setting out on the ramp ahead of us is our brand new BAE 146-200. This is the QC version. So that's the quick change where you can switch between passenger and cargo operations. Still painted in its TNT livery. It's only just arrived. And it's parked on the ramp here at East London Airport, where we finished in the previous episode. And we are going to be running this up to Kruger and Mpumalanga International Airport with a load of cargo. I'll double check in a bit what we're carrying. I think it's some flowers and some fresh fruit or something like that. But what's very cool, and one of the reasons why we're in this aircraft today, is that JustFlight, so this is of course the JustFlight BAE 146, they've just released, I think it's version 2 of the product, but it's a major update. And one of the most important things that the update gives us is the UNS, so the kind of old school flight management system, if you want to put it that way. So we're going to be diving into that. This is the first time I'm flying the new version, so I'm going to be figuring out a few things as we go. There's a bunch of other updates. We've got new textures, updated cabin, and all that kind of stuff. But today, mostly I want to be testing out the UNS-1. And then another cool feature they've given us is checklists on the yoke in front of us. So we'll be using those not as a kind of tutorial or anything like that. I will do my best to go through the procedures as precisely as I can. I think I'm going to need to turn on the hydraulics to actually get these stairs up. So we're going to need... Oh, it sounded like they were moving. Let's jump. Well, there you can see the checklist on the yoke, so we can use that. Again, this isn't going to be a tutorial or full procedures or anything. It's more going to be just getting things to work for today. It is a beautiful morning here in East London with some clouds that we're going to have to deal with as we go. I think it's going to be pretty cloudy in Kruger as well. So it does have an ILS, but in case we can't get in there, I've planned Lanseria as our first alternate, which had decent weather. So we'll be going to Johannesburg. And if we really can't make it in there either, we are coming all the way back here to East London. So that's the plan for today's flight. So I think we can start getting things prepped. So I'm going to go here to the normal checklist. Right, tech log, obviously we don't have all of these things. Right, gear lever should be down, which it is. Radar off and standby. No, radar's over here. Cool, that's fine. Right, where was I? And transponder standby, that's down here. Cool. Air brake is up, but you'll see it's extended. That should get fixed. Is it still extended? Yes, so that'll sort itself out once we turn on the hydraulics and we have hydraulic pressure. Flaps up. Circuit breakers. I can't actually remember if the circuit breakers are modeled in this aircraft. Nope, so we're good on that. And actually just zoom this view in a little bit and let's save that. Okay, nav lights. We haven't turned the battery on. I hope that comes next. Okay, cool. So we can turn the nav lights to high, and then we can switch both of the batteries on, and we should start see the aircraft come alive. Okay, standby indicator pressure 3 greens. The standby gear indicator pressure 3 greens. So that's over there, I'm assuming. Why is it standby? Interesting. Is that the right thing then? No, I think that would be up here somewhere. Not sure. Okay, we'll move on. Again, there's still a bunch of things I'm going to have to learn. Brakes, yellow, and park. Cool. Master switch is on, so we come up to the top here and we do all of these on. Then I'm guessing we're going to go down here. So, ground ignition. Is that? Yeah, ground ignition as required. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, it's here. I don't know. We'll leave it on both. I've never ever had to mess with that before. Anti-skid and lift spoilers, bus ties, standby inverter, standby generator. Generators 1 and 4. So we can turn the brake fans. I normally do that on. Anti-skid, spoilers yellow and green. These stay as they are. We then come down here and we do bus ties. These guys, arm and arm. Galley power can come on. APU can come on because we're going to switch that on shortly, which means I'll set that on as well. Okay, that we've done. Generators are off. APU generator on. Fire handles in. Engine fire loops, yeah, those will be set. Ground test, fire 5, and exit. I've never done that before, but that must be up here somewhere. It's these. Engine fire. So it said 5. That must be the APU, right? This would be the APU fire test. Hope it stops by itself because I can't stop it. Cool. When it says engine fire test 5, maybe it means all of these, including the APU. Right, those are all tested. What was the next thing? So yeah, it says, where was it? I can't find it. Fire handles, fire loop, ground test, fire 5, and exit. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus that one. We've done those as well. Cool. External AC if required. No, we don't have that. APU, we are going to start those. So let's come up here and we'll simply turn the APU on and that should come up. And that's coming up as well. Cool. Let's maybe get some lights on in here while we're doing this. The APU will come online shortly. There we go. How do I do these lights again? I thought it was this. Oh, it was. I just didn't turn it up enough. Okay, cool. Back to the checklist. APU is now online. Gear indicator 3 green. See, that's that. The standby must be something else. I think it's down here. Although while we're here, we might as well turn this on. Standby indicator. I'm expecting it to be like dials because it said we need to check for pressure. There's nothing down here. These are all fuel tanks, fuel flow. That's got pressure, but that's our hydraulics. This is all engine related. Tanks. These are generators. Amps for the generators. Hydraulic pressures. Yeah, okay, not sure what that is. Right. That's done. MWS tested. So that's this guy. And we do push in for test. Cool. And then set it to normal, which means it must be red light off. And we'll just have to cancel that. Right. GNS. If fitted on, does that mean this? It must be. Yeah, let that go through its whole self-test thing. That's cool. Overhead annunciators tested. So that means we come over here and we click the test button. That all looks good. Okay, cabin emergency lights armed, which is up here. Cabin emergency lights armed. Good stuff. Ground test. Smoke, stall, loops, speed, anti-skid, rear bay, flap, and horn. Wow. So that's going to be back to these here. Smoke. Loops. Stall. What else was there? Anti-skid, yellow and green. Didn't see anything. Oh, that did. No, but that stays illuminated. Let's try that again. It was this one. That goes out. Keep getting my views wrong. Okay, I'm not sure what the green one did. Right, what was the other? So we did smoke, stall, loops, speed. So that must be the overspeeds. Oh no, it's these warnings. Okay, which is that one. And this one. Cool. Rear bay and flaps. Cool, we get high temperature over there. Flap safety. Don't know what that did. Right, that's tested. Horn and... Oh no, lights out is the next one. Flap and horn. Well, horn must be that one. It's definitely working. Oh, there's the ground pressure thing. Are we supposed to click that? Lights out. Cool, it is. Ground pressure. I don't know what that is. Okay, air conditioning as required, so it doesn't really matter. Guess we can turn on the AP with the PACX. It's just us in here. There's no passengers, obviously. It's a cargo flight. But it's cool. Let's get that on and get the temperatures nice. Hydraulic contents. Now, that must be these over here. I guess. Quantities. Pretty good. A little bit lower on this side. Okay, DC pump. I guess we turn that on. And then turn this on and look for pressure. That nothing happened. Can I push it this way? No. Ooh, not. See, that works with the AC pump. Get pressure there. If I turn this off, maybe it's these ones down here. So DC pump on, PTU on. Do we get pressure? No. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll have to figure out what the test is. Okay. AC pump and PTU on and... So AC pump on and PTU on. Now we get pressure there. Okay, so it looks like we keep those on. That's interesting. I've never done that before. Okay, thrust levers checked. Manual and electric trims. So I guess we just check that they work. That's working. So is that, and we can do that. I like to set that from here. And while we're here, we might as well come and check our fuel, because today we need 5.2 tons of fuel on board. We've got actually way more than that. So can I not edit this? Hello? Oh, I can't change that. I can't change it here either. Why not? If I do that, it sets the trim. You can hear it. Why can I not edit this? Is it because the doors are closed? Chocks? Aha! Oh wow, no, not 52,000. 5,200. That's better. Okay, let's close up. We can actually close everything up now. The cargo I'd already loaded just to check how that worked. Let's close that door. Remove the chocks. Cool. Ground crew sorting that out. Okay, that's interesting. So now with the updated version, we need to have the chocks in to actually adjust the weight. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, fuel is now set and the trim is set for takeoff. So where were we? Oh, AC pump and P2. Now we turn them off. Cool, we needed that to do the doors and the stairs anyway. Continuous ignition off. That's up here. These should be off, which they are. Good stuff. Engine anti-ice on. This is always interesting. You turn these on when you start the aircraft. Right. Heaters off. Ice protection off. Engine air off. Flight deck emergency lights on. So heaters off. This should be off and that should be off. And then what was the other thing? This. Flight deck emergency lights on. Cool. Glare shield checked. We'll do our autopilot stuff shortly. Flight annunciators. I don't actually know where to test that. Is it down here? There's a test switch over there. I don't know what that's for. Oh, no, it's this. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I'm not actually sure where to test that either. Okay, another thing that we'll have to research. Okay, flight instruments are fine. Like I said, we'll set up the autopilot stuff shortly. Sensor panel, same. Control disconnect handles in. That's these red ones here, as I believe. Both in. Perfect. Okay, your dampers both in. Huh? Your dampers, but there is only one? This one? Oh, 1 and 2. Cool. Autopilot off. Freight smoke checked. Avionics checked. Okay, I'm not sure. We are working down here, so is there anything here to do with freight smoke? Okay, I'm not sure where that is. What does this do? Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Is that new? Was that always there? I know these two. I don't remember that. It probably was. Okay, I'm not sure about the freight smoke thing, but the autopilot is off. Avionics fine for now. Flight data recorder test. Is that on the side here? This is the voice recorder. It's not going to be down here, is it? I thought that would be up here somewhere. Okay, we'll move on. Obviously, this is the first time I'm flying this aircraft. Right, oxygen, we can't really test the oxygen mask. Oxygen main valve is back here, I believe. Yeah. So that should be, is that correct? Because that's off. And it should be on pressure checked. So maybe if we test this now, it looks like it's working. Okay, cool. Then before start, safety checks complete, pins are all done, briefing is complete, I guess. I haven't really briefed very much, but maybe we should do all of that before we actually start the engines. That's a good idea. Okay, so let's go to our flight plan for today. It's not this one. That's it. East London to Kruger. Direct Axosi, Ixara, Tiller. We'll do the Tiller arrival. We actually need a bit more fuel than what I've got loaded. I'm going to have to do that in Neofly. So Neofly only works in pounds. So let's see. 6,500 kgs in pounds gives us 14,000. We'll do 14,350-ish. Okay, so just give me a second. I'm going to load that fuel in Neofly, and then we'll come and top up the tanks in the plane. Okay, so we're fueled to 14,416 pounds, which gives us 6,538 kgs. So let's go back here. We just have to do... No, we're not going to import that payload. We'll do chocks, and then fuel we need to be... I'll do 6,550. Okay, no. So 06. Oops. 06. Oh, and now the APU is shut down because I took all the fuel out. Great. 06550. That works. Yeah, I have to restart the APU. Just see that it does actually come up, because we might have broken it now. That's not good. Okay, let's switch it off for a little bit. Let's see now. There we go. Now it's rising. It starts on. Okay, cool. I think we'll get the APU back shortly. Does that mean this is switched off? No, it hasn't. Okay, let's go through our prep and then we'll come back. Right, that's correct. We've now got the correct amount of fuel on. That's good. So if we go to our charts, departure today and taxi. Very simple taxi today. We are doing runway, I can't remember. So if we go here, runway 11 for our departure. And does Exosi have a SID? I don't think it does. I think we're just going direct, yeah. So back to the chart. So runway 11, we're going down here. We're parked on the ramp over here. So we're going to taxi straight ahead and right onto the ramp, and then sharp left all the way down for runway 11. We'll fly a runway heading, and then turn left to go direct to Exosi. Simple. it looks like the weather's cutting. Yeah, the weather's coming in. It's actually starting to rain. Can we get weather briefings on here? I don't think we do. No. Ah, we do. So, we refresh this. Go to Meta. So, overcast at 3500, QNH 101. How did I read that? 1025. 1025. Cool. So yeah, a bit of rain. Ooh, overcast at 2.5 at Kruger. That's worrying. But cavalcade Lance area, so we can get in there if we need to. This cargo needs to be delivered in the next 2.5 hours. It's just under 2 hours flight, but if we have to go to Lancero, we're not going to deliver the cargo in time, so that's worrying. So best we get moving, I reckon. Okay, let's come down here then and accept that. Now, I haven't used one of these for probably 5 or 6 years. So let's check what we've got here. Okay, that didn't do anything. Fuel, that's kgs. Cargo. Is that supposed to be our fuel weight? Oh no, fuel on board, that's correct. Right. Where is the next button? It's down the side. Okay, cool. That's the fuel we're using, but we aren't currently using anything. Let's see what we've got here. We need to program this in. So, we're going from East London. Now, I don't actually know if there's a way to load the Simbrief plan in. There probably is, but I'm going to do this manually. That's very interesting. Oh. We're going to no. But now, if I go here, okay, this is just our current waypoint. So in the flight plan, this is what I should have done. Right, departure. Okay, so we're doing 11, which is 2. So you don't do that, you type in 2 and say enter. Got it, and we're not doing a SID for today. Right, then back to menu. Arrive. Okay, so that's got that in. I just need to work out how to put the waypoints in between, but let's just go back here. We're going to be hopefully planning... it's 2-3. 2-3 doesn't have an ILS, only 5 does, so we're going to have to look at the weather. Destination, so 1903 knots. That's not very windy, so I'm going to plan runway 5 instead because it has the ILS, especially with that weather. We are doing... No, I keep doing that. We're doing 1, and we're doing ILS Zulu 3. No transition. And that goes into the flight plan. Cool. Then after this, how do I put in the next waypoint? It's here somewhere. Previous. There we go. Oops. Okay, our next point is going to be we need another... Oh no, that's just pages. What is int? Flight plans. How do I just find... What is our first point? It's that Exosi, I think. Yeah. So how do I find that? Is it going to be in this list? Yes, it is. 31. So we type in 31 and hit enter. Right. And after that, then we need to do airways. So we select this and we go list. And we go airway. I think I'm on the wrong one. Select this one. And we go list. And we go airway. No, that's gap. Airway from Exosi. It's UQ7, isn't it? Yes. To Ixara. Let's go here. Yeah, to Ixara. That's easier to read because it doesn't have all the intermediate ones. So UQ7 is number 4. We hit enter. And then we pick 9 and say enter. And that's all done. Right, after Ixara, I entered a gap by mistake, but it's actually not the end of the world. We go Z36 to Tiller. So let's go list. Airway. Z36 is number 4. Enter that. All the way to Tiller. 32. No, not 33, 32. Enter that. That's done. Let's delete that gap. We can delete the second tiller. We then start the procedure. Right, that looks good. VNav. Can we put in our cruise altitude today? Not really. I wonder what these are. Oh, it seems like the blue ones aren't actually done. Okay. There's your load ATC route. So if you, that would be either, I'm not going to press it now because it's going to undo everything we've just done. But if it's either if you load it into the world map when you start the flight in Flight Sim or from Simbrief. I think it's going to be from the world map because it hasn't asked me to put my Simbrief ID in anywhere. So that's something to test out later on. Okay, it doesn't look like. There has to be somewhere in here where we enter our cruise altitude. So let me find that quickly and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I can't find anything about putting in cruise altitude. I think it's just going to calculate our top of descent based on the restrictions that we have because these haven't been set. I might be missing something. I don't know why this data button doesn't seem to do anything. I seem to remember that having that sort of information in, but it doesn't seem to do anything currently. So that's something I'm gonna have to kind of check out. But I think let's get going, and then while we're cruising along, I can maybe do a bit of research on that. Okay, I think that's all set up. Our takeoff is brief. The weather is definitely closing in. Also, it is storming close to me IRL. So if you hear thunder in the background, that's why. But yeah, weather is definitely setting in, so we want to kind of get out of here. Okay, safety checks done, briefings checked. Briefings done. Brakes are checked, yellow park and pressure, all of that good stuff. Thrust levers, we've checked. Hydraulics or off. We did do that. Yes, we did. Pressurization we need to do. So that we come down here. No, that's where we see it. We come up here to set it. We're cruising at 270 today. So that would be 25, 26, 27, and I normally just add an extra bit on. Cool. Okay, ice detect on. So we can switch that on. Lights and notices done. What I am going to do is turn on the beacon light. That should be set to auto. We can turn on the wing, no, not entry, wing and logo lights as well. That's all fine. And that's cool for now. Fasten seatbelts will turn on. Right, air conditioning is done. Fasten seatbelts on. Fuel's checked. Flight data recorder, I don't actually know where it is. Flight ID set. Oh, is that this down here for the flight ID? So that's on standby. So somehow on here, we press something. Oops. No, not that. Here. Flight ID, we are Assault Air 103 today. So S L is 1, 2. SLT 103. Cool, that's done. Okay, altimeter's done 1025. We've done that and set it to normal. We don't have any papers, and our speed bugs we can set nicely. We're doing flaps 18. Click on that and have it set it for us and save a bit of time. Right, phones off, APUs on, beacons on, PACX and APU off if starting from APU air. So that's off. Engine anti-ice is on, AC pump is off, fuel pumps all on now. Done. Start power set to normal. Yes. Right, start master on, select the engine and start. So start master on, engine 4 and engine start. And they don't say anything else, but what we're going to do is look for 10% over there, which we already have, and introduce the fuel. Okay, that's coming up nicely. Once that disengages, we'll flip over to 3 and do the same thing. I think there's actually a different order. Oh no, I'm thinking of the dash 7 where you start like 3, then 4, and then 1, and then 2 or something. This one I'm just gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, looking for 10%. There it is. Engine 3. Okay, while that's coming up, let's dial some things in here. We're going to 27,000, which is hopefully enough to keep us above this weather. Yeah, we can arm that, which isn't working because our flight director's off. We're gonna go runway heading. So we'll see if we can set that vaguely around 11 and we'll fine tune it. So we'll put this into heading mode. Okay, this should also be on at this point. Okay, engine 2.
Clear prop!
That's interesting. Let me turn that on. The storm outside is starting to get worse. I need to get up in the air and into the cruise so I can mute my microphone before that gets out of hand. Let's do the last engine. Engine starts. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, after start. Start power set to normal. Start selector will turn off once we're done. Generators, brake fans are already on auto. Hydraulics will turn on. Heaters, APU switch. APU will keep on until we've taken off. TMS is done. Oh no, TMS is not done. My bad. It's the MWS we've done. Doors and windows are closed. Obviously, chocks and ground power is done. Transponder will stay on standby until we get to the runway. So just waiting for that to come up. Okay, starter cut out, so that goes to off, that goes to off. We can now go back APU. We'll do engines while we're in the air. Heaters can come on. Anti-ice we will leave on, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to leave that on for now. Generators, we can flip to the engine generators, turn off the APU generator. In fact, we can probably just leave that on, to be honest. Okay, I think this is here because we've throttled back. If I give the engines a bit of power, cool, that's correct. The other thing we need to do is the engine hydraulic pumps on. That's done. Brake fans are on auto. That's all good. APU stays on for now, that's fine. Alright, I'm going to turn on the runway taxi, the runway exit lights and the taxi lights. Okay, done. PACX TMS, we come down here, we turn it on, we do the test, let it run through, and then we set it to take off. You can go flaps 18 at this point as well. And this guy needs to go to RNAV. Might as well set that one there too. Why is the yaw damper off now? Oh, probably because we killed the power when we ran out of fuel. Okay, set to take off. Temperature we need to dial up. Let's just do 25. Outside air temperature is about... Oh, that's 20, so we're looking at about 13, 14. So that's perfect. I'm going to dial this to about 700 because we're going to use that in the cruise. Right, that's good. Okay, after start is good. Let's go to the next one. So next is before takeoff. Oh, there's no like before taxi or anything. So let's go ahead and taxi out. Right, finally ready to make our way out of East London. Right, let's get rid of that. And we out of. Sorry, lady, you're gonna get ingested into engine 3. But in reality, you wouldn't be there, so that's fine. Okay, so we go slight left here. No, slight right here, and then hard left. We're going down there. Right, we're going all the way down to the end of this taxiway and then right to hold short of runway 11. Okay, brakes yellow and green checked, flaps selected, flight instruments checked, flight directors on, trims set, config. Is this button? No warning, that's checked. Seats and harnesses done, nav aids and transponders set, we're using the FMS. Briefing reviewed, continuous ignition A and B. Because we're raining, I'm going to turn those on. Okay, cabin secure, and then on lineup we'll do radar. I don't know if the radar actually works, and then lights and strobes. There was something underneath that. TMS done, controls checked, and MWS is normal. Okay, so as we turn onto the runway, landing lights on, strobe lights on, transponder on, weather radar on. and then advance the throttles until the TMS takes over and fly it out. Basically, our first officer will call out our V-splits. Some power to get up the hill here. Okay, because it's in quite an awkward place, let's do the transponder so long. So we go to there, TARA. That's done, that's done. Okay, weather radar. I don't even know if this is modeled. We shall see. I know you can use this for the map, and you actually get your course, which is pretty cool. Let's see what the weather radar does. Coming up to the end of the taxiway shortly. Ah, the weather radar does appear to be working. Brilliant. Let's do 25 miles. Okay, after takeoff will be gear flaps, TMS, engine air, APU air, and check that the packs are pressurizing. Right, we're coming around the corner here, so let's do landing lights and strobe lights, just because we are single pilot and I need to focus on this. That warning is because I've throttled all the way back, and so our anti-ice is not getting enough pressure. When you descend, you actually put the TMS into descent mode, and it keeps the RPMs up enough for that to work, as far as I understand. So yeah, if we go up here now, you'll see those lights will go out as I throttle up. Okay, it looks clear. The weather's not great, but plenty of visibility, enough for us to take off. Okay, lights are done, transponder's done, weather radar's on. TMS is set for takeoff. Flaps are set. Just need to check runway heading for our autopilot. Okay, heading's pretty good. Let's advance the throttles until the TMS takes over.
TMS sets takeoff.
So we're looking at those blue arrows. Once the arrows go out, our throttles are far forward enough. There we go. Let's keep it on the runway.
Power set, flex achieved.
Visibility is not good.
Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots cross-checked. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Okay, I'm going to trim it for about 1,000 feet per minute climb and engage the vertical speed. And drifting right a little bit. Just so that we can accelerate. Okay, I'm climbing a lot faster. It actually feels quite windy. Let's bring that climb rate down a bit. And stay on our heading bug. Right, let's engage the vertical speed and the autopilot. And that should give us a bit of acceleration so that we can go into IAS mode. And we'll dial the heading around this way so we can get onto our GPS course.
VFTO, safe height speed, select flaps.
Okay, flaps up. Yeah, we're looking now for about 210. Which is about there. Let's go IAS. Come back down here. Go to sync. We'll bring this back to about 89, which is where we are now. Yeah, now we'll start climbing pretty fast because we're maintaining 210. 210 knots up to 10,000 feet, and then we'll speed up to 250 and maintain that to 27,000 feet. Okay, we might as well come down here, look at the map, see we're getting back onto that line. We're checking that over here. Once that needle starts moving, we'll flip it over into LNAV. Okay, there it is coming up. Alright, 1 dot, let's go LNAV. And it should start that right-hand turn. Perfect. Okay, let's go back to weather. Right, after takeoff checks, gear up, flaps up, TMS is set to sync, and we've got climb power set. Then we can come up here and do engine air, and APU air, and APU off. Right, climb, altimeters check, AC pump. I think that's off. We didn't turn it on, did we? No. Interesting. I don't know where it told us to turn that on. Oh, there on the lineup checklist. I missed that. Okay, PTU is off. Brake fans on auto. APU is off. Seatbelt signs we're going to keep on for sure, and lights are set because we're still below 10,000. So that was for the APU shutting down. Right, let's see if we've got any updated weather. We're breaking out of the clouds now, there we go. It's actually a sunny day out of the clouds. Okay, METAR. So, it's still saying... Yeah, broken 2,000, overcast at 2.5. That should be enough for us to get in. Yeah, I'm going to set this to standard now. Okay, 1013 set. 9,000 feet. Right, we're on our GPS course. Climbing just over 1,500 feet a minute, coming through 9,500 feet. Okay, I can turn off the runway turn-off lights so long. There's 10,000 feet. Landing lights can come off. I'm going to leave those seatbelt signs on, even though it doesn't matter. We're running cargo anyway. I'm going to use the sync button on the yoke now, just to temporarily disengage the autopilot, bring the vertical speed down so we can increase our speed and re-engage the autopilot. So it should go back to holding about a 800 feet per minute climb. It's not doing that. Oh, vertical speed is disengaged. Oh, because I was in IAS. What a chop. So I'm going to go vertical speed first and then do this. Okay, now it should hold that 800 feet per minute, roughly, and we'll look for 250 knots and go back to IAS. That's better. Right, coming up to 250, back to IAS mode. Okay, but we are powering nicely out of East London. We're above the clouds now, and probably got about an hour and a half-ish flight time to go up to Kruger, so I'll do a bit of a time lapse and join you guys again when we start prepping for our descent. Okay, so we're just under 80 miles out from Kruger now, so it's time to start having a look at our procedures and descending into the airport. So I want to see first if we have a update on the weather. So yeah, it's still the same METAR. So it's looking okay, but it seems like it gets worse up there. Like this cloud bank is coming up this side of the kind of South Africa and then in along the mountains there. So we'll see if this is right. I think we can just make it in, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So let me have a look. Well, let's have a look here at the charts actually. So we're coming in on Tiller, we're doing ILS Zulu for runway 5, and then we need this guy. So we need to intercept Is it 8,000? No, not 8,000. 5,800. It's 8,000 over the VOR. 5,800, but we're coming straight in because we're coming from this side. So let's dial this down to 5.8. Okay, we can arm that. We'll put this into descent mode. And we'll go IAS. Okay, then we can go through our checklist as well. So PTU on, pressurization is set. Briefing we're going to go through now. So let's turn the PTU on while we're here. Landing data is fine. I've done the altitude. What I need to do is we're going to be doing flaps 33. So let's just set that reference over there. That's cool. Right, then we need to go and have a look at charts. So 1091 and 054. I just want to see here. Yeah, look at the weather. So, I mean, this is quite far out. So I think this is a little bit further than we're going. But, yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we're actually up there. Don't know if this lines up particularly. If it does, we're right in the red. So that's going to be very interesting. Okay, what did I say? 1091 and 054. So we dial this to 109.1, and that's active. And our course we can set to 4. Okay, that said, we're going down to 5,800. Missed approach, we climb to 6.5 on that 054 radial. And at 5 DME, we turn right. Come back to the VOR and enter the hold. Okay, that's easy. That's set. Okay, so that's pretty much our briefing. If we go back here, in terms of altitude, it's 12,000 at Tiller, and then above 8,000 at Masho. So if we go here, the 12,000 at Tiller actually isn't in there. Can I set that? Doesn't seem like it, does it? See, I can't select that. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on that. Which waypoint are we heading to now? SVEV. Okay, so we're heading to SVEV, then it's Okrip, and then Tiller at 12,000. So yeah, I think we're going to be fine. We can actually decrease the descent rate a little bit. Oh, we're only 1.8 miles. Let's check. It's 9 miles, so we're probably okay. Let's leave that as it is. Right, once we arrive, we are landing with a 3-knot tailwind because I want the ILS in case the visibility is bad. So we are landing 5. We'll turn around on the runway and come back in to the apron. Although the visibility is actually looking okay. Once we're underneath, it looks fine. But it's fine. A 3-knot tail we can deal with. This aircraft lands really short. We're doing full flaps, and we got plenty of runway. Okay, next is the approach. QNH 1022. Seatbelt signs are already on anyway. APU will switch on. Brakes on auto. Fuel we have got more than enough. And cabin doesn't matter because we're flying cargo. Okay, 17 and a half. We've got 8 miles now to go to Tiller, where we should be at 12,000. This is quite an intense drop. I say this every time we fly in here. Because if I go back to this one, so 12,000 here, 8,000 at Masho, and then like 5,800 over here when we join. What do we max? 220, so we might have to slow down a little bit actually. And we're a little high. So let's get the speed brakes out a bit. And then we'll stick it in vertical speed mode and extend the speed brakes a little more so we can also start decelerating. Yeah, we're a bit higher than we should have been. Going to Masho now. Yeah, let's set our QNH 1022. Like so. Speed's coming down through 210. We'll probably keep it around 200. Okay, localizer's alive, it looks like. Oh yes, and the minimums we definitely need. So we will do 3025 barrel. No, we can't. We need to do 200 radio. So let's come down here. And it's already set to 200. Perfect. Okay, coming through 11 and a half. Okay, landing lights on. Turn on the runway, turn off lights as well. Let's go IS now and we can start bringing the speed brake back. Just a little, because we want to, at 4.4 miles, we need to be above 8,000 feet, so I think we're good there. Okay, landing, AC pump on and then gear down, so we'll turn this guy on, and obviously gear and flaps we'll do when we get a bit closer. Yes, our glide slope alive now. It looks like it is. Okay, we were a little bit below that 8,000 foot. Let's add in a bit of power. So it gives us quite a steep descent after Masho though. That's the only thing that worries me. See, our glide slope is alive now. Now we're above the glide slope. Okay, we're gonna go speed brakes again because now we need to drop like a stone. Okay, next we want to start getting flaps and then gear as well. Need to catch up to that glide slope of it, which we're doing. Let's go flaps 1. Leveled off at 5.8. I forgot about that. I'm just gonna dial this down. Yeah, we're way behind the glide slope now. Get the gear out, help us slow down a bit. We'll go flaps 2. Right, there's the airport. Okay, we're back on the glide slope.
So armed.
We need to switch this over. That's
Platforms
why.
alive. 1 dot to go. Localizer captured. Glide slope armed.
Okay, keep an eye on the speed now. Let's go flaps full.
Glide slope captured.
We're on the glide slope now.
Established on the ILS.
Okay, visibility is good. A little bit of rain it looks like, but we can see the runway just fine. Yeah, look at it just other side the airport though. If you're flying into that valley, that's gonna be a disaster. Okay, landing checks, gear, brakes, lights, flaps. Airframe de-ice is off. APU, we didn't actually start the APU. Let's turn that on and turn this off.
1,000.
TMS, cool, we're good.
Autopilot
Right,
disconnected.
I have control.
Plus 100. Minimums. Minimum.
Continue.
20. 10.
Reliable. Yellow and green spoilers. Brake pressure C.
Yeah, a little bit of a longer landing than I wanted.
60 knots.
We did have a bit of a tailwind though, so that obviously would have contributed, although 3 knots is not that much. Could be more than that because that METAR is quite old. Okay, let's get the air brake in and we'll get flaps up as well. After landing, air brakes and spoilers, flaps, lights and strobes are still on, TMS off. Radar off for standby. Transponder we'll do once we get off the runway, and we can turn these off now too. Air conditioning is done, generator is done, engines are fine for now. Yeah, it looks like we're just in a bit of a gap in the weather here, because that way behind us looked quite bad. Other side the ridge, so out in the valley was pretty bad, and out there looks pretty bad as well. But welcome to Kruger and Mpumalanga, and that is our first successful cargo operation with the 146. So I think I'm going to get another 146 based in here out of Kruger doing some cargo ops. I've also got the 2 C160s which are doing cargo around South Africa. In fact, the C160s are taking cargo from East London up to Kilimanjaro, which is quite a long flight. The 160s obviously being turboprops are not as fast as a jet, but I have some pretty cool big plans for what I'm going to do with that route. So that's going to be coming in about 4 episodes time, episode 20. But for now, our 146s, both of them are cargo configs. They're 146-200. The other one's a QC. I think that's what it is. No, QT is the full cargo version. This is the QC, the quick change. Okay, I'll just turn the strobes off. So they're going to operate cargo out of here. We're going to be in this area for a bit, and the plan was to do some charters out to the lodges in Kruger. But that looks like it's going to be quite interesting with the current weather. I was supposed to operate one out this afternoon, but with the weather looking like this, going VFR into the Kruger Park is going to be very challenging. So we'll see how that goes, but that will be for the next episode, because we're going to park up here and shut down. And we'll be doing some operations around this area in episode 17. Okay, shutdown. Brakes are set. Taxi lights are off. Pressurization, we should be depressurized. Yes, that looks good. Hydraulics all off. So I'm guessing that's those two and that one. Generators 1 and 4. Okay, thrust levers, fuel off. Okay, then we pull this guy out so it turns red to disable it. Belts off, this can come off. Brake fans are on auto. Fuel pumps, we'll just leave one running for the APU. We can turn off the beacon light now as well. Then anti-ice is already off. Heaters, ice, and so beacon's already done. Heaters, anti-ice is already off. Ice detect is now off. And air conditioning is as required. The other thing I didn't do when we came off the runway was this. Okay, we're not leaving the aircraft because this aircraft is going to carry on operating throughout the day. So we have another crew that's going to be taking it. I think it's going down to Durban, King Shark next. Or is it going to Vonneboom? One of them is going to Vonneboom, the other one's going to King Shark. But we're not operating that flight. We are done for this morning. We're staying here in Kruger, and in the next episode, we'll be operating some sort of more local stuff, although it looks like the weather this afternoon might kind of mess with those plans. But in any case, here we are, arrived, still in our TNT livery. That's probably going to change. I'll probably just paint it plain white, to be honest. But that is going to bring us to the end of this episode of the Neofly series. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do down below, and I'll see you in the next one.